People have this reoccurring nightmare that there's some thing, some force that's got a hold of them and it's holding them down and they can't break free. No matter what they do, they can't break free from that force. Well, I'm here to tell you that that thing in your nightmare, that thing that's holding you back, that thing that's dragging you down, that thing is you.
There are two fundamental attitudes toward life and its sorrows. Those with the first attitude blame the world. Those with the second ask what they could do differently. It's much easier and much more gratifying to your basest desires to blame someone else for your misery.
You know what's so funny? We want people to make guarantees to us, but we're not willing to make guarantees to ourselves. That's the problem with some of you. You always want to blame other people. You owe you an explanation. You need to look at yourself in the mirror and say, why are you only giving 50%? What's wrong with you? You need to put yourself on punishment. You need to tell you no more TV, no more snacks, no more dessert. No, we working out now. You need to tell you that you owe you something.
Every day I demand more from myself than anybody else could humanly expect. I'm not competing with somebody else. I'm competing with what I'm capable of.
My number one competition is me. It's always you versus you. You got to be the one to get up every morning, be disciplined, put in the consistent daily hard work, because that gains success. No coach, no trainer, no mentor, no boss can do it. You versus you.
I value myself enough to give 120% or don't do it. There is no excuse for not living up to your fullest potential. No excuse. You walk out of this room, you owe yourself. I didn't get here making excuses. What changed? I changed. And I stopped being a victim. I stopped saying I've got to wait for good things to happen to me. And I said I'm going to grind. I'm going to fight. I'm going to work. I'm going to press toward. I'm going to learn. I'm going to do everything in my power every single day to become a victor and not a victim. Why? Because I owe it to myself. And can't nobody stop me but me.
You're listening to the podcast that changed the game and rocked an entire profession. Talking about shit in law enforcement that keeps poor leaders up at night. When others run scared and hide behind fake policies, the Roll Call Room podcast tells it like it is. No bullshit. No matter how hard these thieves try, we keep killing it. And now, here are your hosts, Nick and Mark.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Roll Call Room podcast. How's everybody doing? With me is the amazing...
No.
Federally indicted.
Not just locally.
Just locally indicted. No pardon.
Right.
Mark the Cop. How are you doing, buddy?
Yes. It's early morning. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, buddy. You know,
I'm really excited about this episode too.
I love the new format. I love the reviewing video while we're doing this thing. Those of you that are listening to this in your car, sucks for you.
Put your phone on and do like every other distracted driver.
Fucking put YouTube on while you're driving. Disclaimer: do not do that.
Exactly.
I don't want to get fucking sued.
Want to be sued?
What a crazy time in this world, man. We didn't plan it this way, but like the election happened and then we changed our format and the government's going crazy because you got incoming, you got Trump, and it's just so wild, man. Just really, really wild.
Good stuff happening, though. Good stuff happening. We were going to do this last week. We had a little bit of we both have jobs. So
yeah,
believe
those
it or not,
things.
no, the roll call room is not fully sustaining us, and be nice
Yes.
if Spotify give us our listeners back.
If you're listening, Spotify, no, let me not.
Never mind, just let it roll.
Let it roll.
We're being positive.
Yeah, we're on probation.
Again. Yeah.
Again.
That's how you know you're doing something right, when people's trying to stifle you.
Yeah, and I have to stop myself because we have the new format. So I always want to go after the old department,
dig the old stuff, but we're not going to dwell in that house.
No, I think sometimes you just got to turn around and you got to let the train derail on its own.
Yeah,
and I think it is over and over and over. So, I think it's served its purpose. But the new format is, we select some videos and we get some fans that send in some videos of things that we want to review. I'm really excited about this one because I think Mark and I have talked about this particular video multiple times. We have harassed the person that's in this video.
Yes, Gary.
Almost to restraining order level to come on the show. And it's totally out of respect.
Yeah, exactly.
And Mark, when did you start in law enforcement? When did your law enforcement career start? What year? You're going to date yourself. So
right. I started in the academy in 92 and finished in 93 because I did night academy, and then there wasn't as many hours. But hell, we only did like 3 or 4 hours a night, Monday through Friday. And the sucky thing about it, it just took forever.
Yeah.
But and that's why in here in my world, we had the open enrollment academies here in Ohio, and I think there's 66 of them now. Whereas a lot of states, you have just one main state academy, and everybody funnels through it.
Yeah.
But here in Ohio, their philosophy is, well, let's train you to become a certified officer first, and then you can get commissioned somewhere, and then just kind of takes that level out. And then there's good and bads about it. But I went through a community. I was sworn with the Covington Police Department, just small village here in Miami County, Ohio. Great little village. I lived there. I was a councilman there after, not when I was a cop. But, and back then, if you didn't do it for free in my world for a while, I mean, those rare jobs, the Dayton PD jobs or whatever, you literally were a needle in a haystack because everybody wanted a cop job. But so I started with the village as a non-certified police officer, non-certified. So I had everything but a gun on my belt. Was trained with ASP or no, not one ASP then. It was PR-24. Yes. That's back when men could be men. But I know that was really sexist. I'm kidding. But you could be a non-certified police officer. Okay, so then in those days, you worked for a year until you got to the academy. Okay. Yeah. And that's where I was. I was functioning as a non-certified police officer. And then in 92, I finally got the green light to go to the academy. So then I went to the academy. And then after that, man, I got certified, passed the test. So I'm going to announce my test score since no one's ever asked. An 86.
Oh,
you only need a 70, but I got an 86.
All right.
So that's what everyone said. 71 means badge and gun, right? C's mean degrees. But, so yeah, after I graduated there, I spent 4 years with the village working part time, and hell, I worked. I just couldn't get enough.
Yeah.
And after that, sheriff's department time, so did it there as a reserve.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, we're going to do this full time. But anyway, so answer your question. Long way around. 1992.
So I started in 1995 in New York City. I started as an auxiliary. Went to night academy like you. It was 2 hours a night. I think it took like 4 months, 5 months. The academy was in one of the precincts in Queens, New York. Got not certified as a police officer, but it was a non-certified, kind of like what you said. Everything. I had the uniform. I had everything but the gun. God, I look back how stupid I was.
I agree. Same thing here.
Yeah. So they send you to One Police Plaza, which is in Manhattan, which is so awesome to go to. I think I was like 17 at the time. And you go to their uniform division, you get all your shit, like you get your box of shit, and you feel so fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have your graduation. And then the way that it worked in New York City is for you to maintain auxiliary status, you needed to do 8 hours a month. That was the volunteer.
Right.
I think I would do conservatively 50 hours a month.
Oh,
I was so pumped.
Same way. Yeah.
And so
couldn't get enough.
Stupid, because you go out into the streets of New York, and those of you that don't know, in 1995, crime in New York City was fucking out of control,
rampant. Yeah, were you under Mayor Koch then?
I think it was Dinkins. I think it was Dinkins.
Both of them was disaster.
Both of them were a fucking disaster. But I was there when Giuliani came on, and that'll be a whole other shit.
Yeah.
But so I had a partner, and we would just do stupid shit. Like, we had police radio, and we didn't even have a PR-24. We had the long stick, the night stick.
The blonde long.
Man, that thing got a lot of use. A lot of use. And so we would go to the New York City subway system, and we would, those of you that don't know, in the New York City subway system, they have, a lot of the stations have a room off to the side that has a two-way mirror, and you watch for turnstile jumpers. And we would go do that, and we would pounce on turnstile jumpers. Mind you, we have no authority whatsoever to write citations. Right. We only have the authority to make citizens arrests. But we would pounce on these folks, and we would get guns and drugs. Think about that. I had no gun on me.
Not an armed guy.
And
taking guns off an armed guy.
Yeah, and the uniforms look exactly like the NYPD. The only thing is on top of the crest, on top of it said auxiliary across it.
Oh, yeah, I've seen them.
And so, you would never be able to get away with that shit today. Never.
Well, I think the powers that be finally realizes, hey,
it is insane. It is insane.
Well, probably a few auxiliary people got really seriously hurt, didn't they?
Well, one got killed, I want to say about 2 years ago. It was pretty serious. Young gentleman was an auxiliary. I think he'd been an auxiliary for a couple of years, and he got shot and killed. And the conversation came up, which was auxiliaries don't get vests. At least when I went through, you didn't get vests. That was one of the first things that my folks bought for me. Right. It was a provision for my parents to sign off on me even doing it. Was I needed to get a bulletproof vest, which at the time they were like $1,200-$1,300. It was expensive.
Oh, yeah.
And the NYPD didn't supply it. I don't know if they do for auxiliaries. They should. I know that when I was an auxiliary, I want to take that back. I knew when I was an auxiliary, our commander, who was a regular NYPD cop, said, hey, listen, if you are one of those pussies that want a vest, this is the closet that you go into, which is next to the radio room. And here are the expired vests.
Right.
It was a pile of expired vests
that
NYPD office. Yeah. But they were fucking 500 newspapers taped together kind of thickness. So it was not good, so it didn't promote
better than nothing.
Yeah, but we were all so hyped. We were like, oh, fuck that. You don't need a bulletproof vest. Who's going to shoot at us?
Right.
Sadly, that's not the case. So,
right.
I think this episode really does circulate around back in the day. And that's what the title of this episode is called Back in the Day, because there were certain things that you were able to get away. And let me caveat that for a second more. When I say get away with, I'm not talking nefarious, like beating the shit out. Let me take that back.
May have been a little.
I'm saying get away with,
Shut your fucking mouth.
Yeah, these are the reasons why we had policies written.
Yes.
Like episodes like
No,
this.
well, wait. This is why you guys have policies you have
dude,
to hear now.
I
could
have
being
it
a cop in the 90s was awesome.
Listen, I have at least 2 general orders at the Alexandria City Police Department that have my name written on them as to why those policies are in place.
And your picture, hopefully they took your picture down out of the records area or the lobby.
I'm
this
sure
man walks in, call command staff immediately.
Oh, the bolo? Yeah, I'm sure that my old department had a bolo like printed up and sent, because we used to do that when there was a former employee that wouldn't go away quietly. We would do a bolo, and it would go up at the front security desk, and it would get emailed out to everybody, and it would be like, if this person comes in, immediately call the watch commander. And I'm sure if there was somebody that had some sort of nuts on them, they would forward mine to me. But I don't think that's going to happen. So, and I take it with pride because you're on your 3rd chief of police. So what does that mean?
3, yeah, that's right. 3 down.
3
hopefully,
down.
Hopefully things have changed. Well, I was talking to a former coworker, and they had mentioned that, your name just isn't allowed to be spoken.
You're Lord Voldemort from fucking Harry Potter, bro.
I was thinking more Beetlejuice.
I was
going to say it, just don't say it 3 times.
Yeah, Mark.
Which I think is funny. I ran into one of my old sergeants. We went to dinner, Susan and I did, at a local restaurant. And I'm like, oh, hey, there's Sarge. So I went to stop him and say hello. And you ever get around someone and you just kind of feel the energy in the air, kind of like, because he's a Kool-Aid drinker. He believes it, even though no charges, nothing. I mean, all that, all the money it cost me to go through that stuff. But he did it. He just because he's friends with the former chief, so I'm like, well, I wanted to go over and say hi. I was more excited to just see him, and then once I got around him, I shook his hand, and I kind of got that I don't want to talk to you energy off of him. I'm like, hey man, Merry Christmas, and hope you guys are doing well, and good to see you. Just the really vanilla. I guess you call me a liar because at this point, once it's not what you say. It's kind of the energy you feel in the room. It's kind of like, oh, okay, yeah. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah. You said something to me, and I don't even know if you remember, like the company that I work for now, it's probably one of the largest companies in the world. So, we have quite a few headquarters, and one of the headquarters is right outside of where I used to be a cop. And a couple of the folks that I used to work with do plainclothes security against policy.
Isn't it funny how that works out?
and what's interesting is one of the people was in internal investigations that was part of my investigation. That's working off duty, plainclothes, outside of jurisdiction, armed. But I digress. And so I would tell you, I would go, I fucking hate going to that building because I got to see these fucking people, right?
Right.
And it was something that you said, and now it doesn't bother me anymore. I actually chuckle when I have to go to that building because you said to me, you were like, listen, Nick, look at it this way. They're still on the job, and they have to suck off of your company's tit to make some sort of living. And here you are walking in, making probably double what they're making.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not scared, but you have anxiety about seeing them working for your company. And I didn't look at it that way. Like, I never looked at it that way. And it's just karma is an amazing thing. It really is.
Karma has a way of righting the world. If you guys out there and in the shit shows, God bless you. Go ahead, Nick. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good. I was paying you a major compliment because
thank you. I appreciate that, but it's all from the tens of thousands of dollars of therapy I've spent.
Yeah, but when you're in the thick of it, and we have our surrogate son who's going through it right now.
God love him.
And
Yes,
I tell you this, surrogate son,
our love child.
yeah, our love child, our no child.
You know who you are.
Yeah, our protest child.
Hey, want a podcast?
Yeah.
Oh, good job.
Yeah, our surrogate son, I can tell you from advice that you can't see the forest through the trees, or the trees through the forest. Is that right? Which one is it? Forest through the trees? Trees through the forest.
Yeah, you can't see the forest through the trees. That's what we say in Ohio. But anyway, go ahead.
Right. Yeah, you guys are backwards. So it is
Yeah, we're fucked.
see the trees through the forest.
Yeah, okay. Same message.
Yeah, because when you're so close to it, and I remember, man, and I know you do, I remember it very vividly after getting fucking shit on. I remember it, but then I cherish the moments like I do now where I see the turmoil. I see the reason why they are the way that they are is because they can't get out of their own way. They don't change the culture. They don't change anything. Like, I was joking that they're on their third chief. I wish this guy a lot of luck, but I can already tell this guy is a fucking soap eater. He's just, he's just going to fucking, like, I could already tell. And I've already reached out to him to set up a meeting like I do every chief that comes into that department, and I come in peace. He won't take me up on it.
Isn't that amazing?
It is amazing because there is no alternative. There's no ulterior motive for me to do it. It's more of, hey, let me give you a heads up of who you need to watch out for, because you still have, 5 or 6 heavy hitters that are in the command level of that department that will always make it difficult for them to get out of their own way.
Right.
They will always be a problem.
Yeah.
And I think it's, for that department, I think it's hypocritical to put up a suicide memorial outside of your headquarters last year, and you're doing nothing to prevent etching of more names into it.
Yeah.
I think it's honorable that you're honoring people that took their lives, but you're also really shitting on their memory, because what you're doing is you're not addressing. They had personal issues. Okay. There was some personal issues. One of the people that killed them said they had personal issues. The other one, there was a shooting that they felt responsible for where an officer was killed. Then they killed themselves. But I'm telling you right now that memorial, probably 8 or 9 names should be on there. And as a result of the Roll Call Room podcast, they aren't on there. And instead of you embracing it when you had the opportunity, you shit on myself and Mike when we started the Roll Call Room. And then, here we are. But
and while we're at it, officers, if you're hurting, 988, man, reach out, get out of your house. Number one, just go to a movie, get out of your
Cop Line. I can't recommend Cop Line enough.
Yeah. So
Cop Line something.
Jesus, send me a fucking email, mark@rollcallroom.com or nick@rollcallroom.com, and we'll get you some fucking resources.
Yeah, just don't go to No Help.
Correct. Well, they're just a statistics company. So, but
that'll be a whole
I see, and I'm going to, I agree with you, Nick, but I also agree with the fact that, we need to be tracking it. We're still not doing enough work. We just had one here locally. Not going to talk a lot about it. I just heard about it yesterday and realized how much it really affected me. A very young officer chose to do that here right before the holidays. But the point I want to make is there's tons of resources right now. The tide is changing, except for, I think the exception is going to be those small pockets of departments that don't embrace it, but there's a lot more right now that are embracing it. I would like to think that the Roll Call Room got ICP's attention, because I can tell you, I subscribe to their stuff, and I see a lot more suicide prevention, officer wellness. Nick and I were very bold here a year ago, And
Showed their tax return.
started with the yellow brick. I think it was season 5 or season 6. We came out with both barrels a blazing, and it was outrageous. And it was a bold stance, as we do here on the Roll Call Room. But there's a lot more of it, and sometimes you got to get really loud. I mean, instead of being some kind of crazy protester, a lot of people want to handle cops with kid gloves. But I tell you, some people reached out. They weren't really palatable to our message. And funny thing about it is they made a lot of complaints, got us kicked off a bunch of platforms, but we're back. But the message is that you guys are not taking your officers' mental health seriously. And they weren't.
Yeah.
And I think that cold slap in the face got their attention.
Yeah, I think publicizing their tax returns really pissed them off, and then it was like getting kicked off Spotify right after we did that episode.
A lot of people were amazed.
A lot of people were pretty pissed.
How many million?
Yeah.
Yeah. See the big circle now?
And we're eagerly awaiting your 2024 tax return, IACP.
Yeah.
And other organizations, nonprofits that claim to help officer mental health. We'll do a follow-up episode to it. I think it needs to be discussed how much money is being intake. Yeah, I don't know.
Brought in. Bring it in. I want to shift gears a little bit. We're getting down the. I don't know. I want to shift gears. We started this conversation. You're like, Mark, when did you start? So we talked about when you started. And the video we want to talk about, actually, this was like a recruiting video for me.
Me too.
I don't know about you.
That's funny.
We play this video. I play it in training because I hate fucking PowerPoint.
Yeah.
And I think this video kind of epitomizes everything that can go wrong and how it was just normal behavior back in those days.
Yeah.
But I watched this. I can distinctly remember watching this video when it came on. I worked Saturday nights. Cops came on at 8. So this is what a fucking nerd I was. I would watch Cops as I got dressed to go play cop, or not play cop, to work as a police officer in the Village of Covington. So this was kind of like, you put on the workout music.
This episode was from 1993.
93. All right.
93. Cool. And
perfect. Yeah.
This was the recruiting video. This was the video where I remember this episode. It's ingrained in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember going, this is the fucking job that I want to do for the rest of my life. Like, if this is a typical night, I'm in.
Oh yeah, this is what you guys do for a living. Yeah, sign me up. I want to work midnights. I want to work with crew.
Paid to do this. So those of you that are on not on the video and listening to this on the audio, you can do your research on YouTube. It's season 6, episode 28 in Cleveland, Ohio. Cops.
And we're not impugning the Cleveland Police Department. We love them. Our brothers in blue at Cleveland. This is not anything negative about the department. So what we have to, and I want to say that up front, because there's a lot of great, and I'm friends with several officers up there. So I am 100% a big fan of Cleveland PD. Shout out to their Cuyahoga County Police Officers Memorial. They really do a great job up there honoring their fallen, and they have I want to say they have a gathering after Police Week. It's called their Tattoo. It's amazing. I've been there several years, they really do a great job up there. So we're not impugning any way, shape, or form. What we do want to show you, this is just a glimpse of what life in the 90s was about as a police officer.
Well, and I'll take it a step further is we are definitely not putting down Cleveland, Ohio PD. Matter of fact, we're celebrating them because the amount of law enforcement careers that started because of that agency, I mean, they should take credit. There's probably hundreds of thousands of people that were Nick and Mark's out there, like that they watched this episode and they were like, that's what I want to fucking do. And that we could segue into that, which is that is the resolve to the recruitment problem that you're having in law enforcement is you don't see shows like this anymore on TV because every agency is scared that they're going to get sued. And
well, I don't think it's so much as that. I think it's the fact that it's where our entertainment industry is trying to demean police officers, and there isn't any really hero shows. This is the first reality TV show I think is Cops, but we don't see Southlands out there anymore. We don't see these positive. We got Blue Bloods. That's a fucking soap opera.
Yeah, I can't watch
it's
that
not
show.
A cop show. Right, right. So you don't see, and I started watching Hawaii Five-0 again. And we my wife's like, what? I said, oh, yeah, this is cool. Watch this because that's what I grew up watching, I'm McGarrett, watching the big tidal wave or tsunami now. But and that bold music going in. But I don't know of any mainstream, if there isn't mainstream media anymore, of a positive show showing what it's like to be a police officer. And I'll stop babbling here in just a moment. I just want to make this point. The best recruiter at our police department was me when I was happy at my job. Yeah. And everyone's like, hey, how you like the job? Love it. Best fucking job. And it is. It's the best job on earth. Absolutely best job on earth as far as I'm concerned. Noble profession.
Love it.
Roll. Let's roll.
Right. Let's take a look at this 1993.
Here we go. The classic bubble top Crown Vic.
Love it. Well, I used to.
You got the audio?
Yeah.
Because that's a big. This is just where they're kind of leading in, and I think the cops.
Yeah, that was a part like that hyped you up at 8:00.
Oh yeah,
this came on. You were like, oof. Somebody's getting
they
fucked.
played that segment there. The guy beating his hell in the cage for a long time, but I'm not hearing it through my end. If you got the audio playing, from the video, so this is just kind of the intro in. They're playing the Bad Boys music, and there's Mel, and there's him and Gary. I love the haircuts there, man. We got the split in the middle and the faux mullets. Did you have the
love
faux
it,
mullet?
man?
There we are. Cops in Cleveland.
All suspects are innocent until proven guilty. I have to put that.
All right, pause right. So, do we have audio? I mean, can you hear it on your end?
I could hear it.
Okay, well, hopefully it's coming through because I don't have it on my end. So what they're doing is Gary's kind of giving the, well, here we're in the East District or whatever. So there they are. Gary and Mel, the legends. And we call this video.
Mel Gonzalez.
Yeah, the Get On It Mel video. The old bubble top cruisers. Those things are rare right now, man. You can't find those old cars anymore because I am a total cop car geek. So what they're doing is, I think they're on a stolen car detail.
Yeah. Mel's saying they're on a special detail to search for stolen vehicles. Let me pause this for a second. I love the mugshots taped on the dashboard, bro. Like, that was the way. Do you remember, did you have in your agency when you first started, during roll call, they gave out, in New York City, we called them dirtbag sheets. So we
called it the zip list.
We called it
warrants
dirtbag sheets.
Yeah.
And
all the local warrants and all that.
And it was like, go out there and get this fucker. And you're like, okay. And then you would tape it like on your dash, like they have here. So they're on patrol.
Well, kind of the backstory here is, okay, go ahead, Paul's right there. That list there, it's in front of Gary. This is Gary. That's a list of stolen cars. See, I've done a lot of research. I haven't. My boss has done this, and he's kind of a stalker for this video. So what they're doing on this evening, that's a list of stolen cars. So they have a bunch of detectives out in unmarked cars, which, like I said, watching the video at first, you're like, woo, this is like a 4-minute or 6-minute video. But once you start looking at it, you can see some of the clues of actually what's going on. So once we get rolling here, I'll point a couple of these things out. But that list right there on the dash in front of Gary, back in the day, that's what we had, guys. You didn't have MDTs or MDC, whatever the hell you call the computer in the car. We didn't have video monitors. They're both unseat belted. They're sitting on a bench seat, so there's no console in the middle. Everything's right up there on the dash. If you notice, where those suspect photos are, there's a silver box with a knob in the middle. That's how you turn the siren on.
Jeez. And there's those of you that are like listening to this list in front of Mel conservatively has 1,000 license plates on it.
And there's
Like,
the ones they just marked off.
yeah, that's the comical part, is that I can see some of them have been crossed off. Like,
yeah,
you know, kind of like
the red light there. Why is it red? You remember that when you were young, you're working midnights? Why is the lens red?
Yeah, you need it.
And the old guys that said, "What saves your night vision?" I'm like, "What? You know, here, watch this." And my FTR reached out and flipped on the white. And he's like, "Now." He flipped it back off. He said, "Can you see outside the car now?" I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm blinded. He's like, "Exactly. It's why we run a red light." He said, "You know, ever like the old war movies and the submarines when they had the red lights in the, you know, on the deck of the ships?" He said, "That's why." He said, "So that light there in the dash for you, sir, those of us who are not cops watching." That's the reason why it's red. But Midnights is absolutely, I love working Midnights. I know I sit around and spend a couple seasons bitching about how it's affecting my body right now. But, man, I tell you what, when you work Midnights, you were on an elite crew, man. Yeah. When I was coming up through the ranks, all them guys were fucking badass officers out there getting into shit. All right, let's roll. Unless you had something else.
Nope.
So here they are. No, they're still looking around. So there's Mel doing the Detroit lean, got the hand up at 12 o'clock, the other hand holding on to the gear shift selector. And
get on it, Mel.
Why is Gary yelling? What's that uppy downy thing he's hanging on to right there?
Oh my God, a shotgun in the front.
All right, pause right there. That car that just passed them, that's a detective's car.
Oh,
so the car they're looking for is the little red Nissan Sentra. That's
this one right here. Right?
Usually a carjacking is what it's being told, but first it's a purse snatch, it's a carjacking, it's an armed robbery. You know, the call changes like 2 or 3 times throughout this video, so we don't really know for sure what it is. But the unmarked Chevy Caprice right there, that's actually a detective's car. Go ahead and roll.
And what's interesting is I want to reinforce again. We're about to get into a pursuit, and no seatbelts. Like, that was just merely a suggestion back in the day.
Yeah, no belts.
And I'd say conservatively, we're at 40 miles an hour right now.
Oh, well, yeah, you'll hear him on the video. You hear nothing but woo.
Yeah,
that 4.6 liter V8 sucking air.
Yeah.
So let's talk a minute real quick for a roll on this uppy downy thingy in front of Gary. That's the shotgun.
Yeah.
And back in the day, this is where I want to tell a couple stories about this. That's where we got the shotguns at. And in those days, most of us smoked. Did you ever smoke, Nick? I used to smoke like a freight train. I used to smoke like a fucking freight train. But back in the day, we used to smoke. And for some stupid reason, the officers would put their ashes in the barrel of the shotgun.
No.
Gum wrappers, whatever else. All right. So, you know, when you come out, you put your shotgun in condition 3, you know, blah, 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 put it in. You need to check it and make sure everything's secure. Well, if you're in rotation cars like we were, we just left the shotgun in the car and, you know, high five the guy. Hey, is everything good? Yeah. You know, no one took it out and checked it. So what would happen is I had one guy, he's like, "Oh, I just pushed the trigger." And I'm like, "Don't ever fucking do that." And back in the day, there were several cruisers that had blast marks on the inside. They would fix the outside of the car, but they wouldn't fix the
shit. Jeez.
So one cold night, I got out to we had a car deer accident. You know, send the auxiliary or send the dollar a year guy. He can go do that. So, you know, car deer accidents are, you know, single page, easy to do. So I get there, and this poor deer is still alive. So I got out to dispatch the deer, means shoot the deer in the head. So I put the deer slug in the shotgun, racked it up, pulled the trigger. It looked like a fucking pinata got hit.
No. No way.
My shit come blowing out of the gun.
Holy
Of course, I looked at it because I'm being all professional. Sorry you had to see that, ma'am. And the kid's like, "Do they always shoot like that?"
Jesus.
The kid picked up on the fact that gun was full of shit. But yeah, that's the dumb stuff that would happen back in the day.
I just remember it was a really good handle while you were driving.
Yeah, that's about all it was.
Yeah.
That's about all it was. And then when we finally got the little MDTs in the cars, the guys that make the mistake of putting their coffee cup up on, then hit the gas. how many cups of coffee went all over him. But anyway,
Yeah.
rolling on. Here we go.
All right, so
Look
we
at
are
Gary
in pursuit. I
wrong
see the
side of
unmarked.
the road.
Oh my
We're
goodness!
driving down the wrong side of the road. We're not belted. It's at night. We're in town, by the way.
Jeez,
So we got this thing called cross traffic. So there he's passing the detective's cars, and Mel's on
get
it.
on
man.
it, Mel.
Get on him. Watch that bump, man. And the bump he's talking about is see that. They put
Is that
it in there.
Train tracks?
No, it's a crossroad. And this is the only time they're kind of like getting on a thoroughfare here.
Oh my god!
This is and you hear the tires squalling. So now they're kind of like in a drag race with the car ahead of them because
Jesus,
they're all over it. So,
well, they're
you
trying to
can-
overtake their own cruiser in the front.
look at the old Chevy. She's just smoking away with this guy's giving it hell. Gary's on the radio. Watch this. He does a NASCAR move. Go ahead and pause right there.
Oh my god!
NASCAR moves. He passes the primary. See this cruiser here to your left? That's another Cleveland car.
This one up here.
Yeah, right there.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
my
another Cleveland
God.
cruiser. He's taking him head on, and he does like no evasive maneuvers, man. He's like, "We're on this, dude." So the Violator car's right there. It's the little red Sentra. You can tell. He's laser focused on him, man. He's laser focused. And the guy back there in the intersection in the gray car, could you imagine sitting there? You're just going to Walmart.
Yeah, you're at a traffic light, and this cruiser just completely fucking comes out of nowhere.
And you got cop cars everywhere. All right, roll slow here because they're going to do that maneuver again. So there's a Cleveland car.
Now they're the primary.
Yeah, now they're primary. All right, now here's another guy. Just stop. Look at
Oh
that.
no!
Okay, watch this. Push the button. Oh, keep going. Push the button. Take the shotgun out.
Oh no! He's taking the shotgun out while they're driving. He just racked it.
Yeah, good pause.
I was incorrect. He did have his seatbelt on because he reached back and unbuckled.
Oh, did he?
Seatbelt. It looks like it.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Well, I see him maneuvering around and he reaches up and you got to push a button and then pull the gun. So the button is the electric lock that holds the gun. So it gets the shotgun out. It's like,
Now,
and he
now
wrapped it up.
yeah, it is hot right now. Like it is hot. He's in the passenger seat. The barrel is kind of pointed out the window. And he is fired up.
And what are you going to do at this point? You're a car away. We don't let.
I don't know what he's going to
back
do,
at you. Yeah.
but I like it.
All right, roll slow. So here we are. Gary's all over the radio.
Shotgun and microphone.
We're in a construction zone. We're on the wrong side of the street.
Jesus.
Look at this.
Oh, no.
Split the baby. Another car coming head on.
I applaud his shotgun and microphone multitasking.
Look at this car coming at us. Pause. Yeah, okay. So just kind of frame for frame here for a minute. That's another Cleveland car
Another
taking the ditch.
Jesus. He's getting the fuck out of the way.
Now stop. Back up just a little bit. You'll see Mel's got his gun out. There, just roll slow. 1, 2, 3, stop.
Jeez.
Mel has his sidearm out, so now Mel's one-handed driving. Got his gun out. All right, go ahead and roll. This is another Cleveland car coming head at us. Gary's on the radio. You imagine being the cameraman in the front of the car? All right, pause right there. As you can see up here on our left, there's another car at the intersection sitting there waiting. Now, okay, so let's kind of recap this. Neither one of them's belted. It's at night. It's on city streets. 2 guns out in the car.
Jesus, man. I didn't see in the beginning of the episode, but I would imagine that this is like after 11:30 at night.
It's 2:00 in the morning.
Oh, that's the best time.
Yeah, it's right in the middle of drunk time, man.
Oh,
so they're chasing this car. And there again, what we started out the episode with is like, look, how many policies do you have named after you while you run the job? This is why our pursuit policies are really restrictive. So you better have something good. So this in here, it's felonious. I mean, they come in as an aggravated robbery. So, okay, I'm all about it. We're going to run this car, okay? But remember back in those days, seatbelts weren't a thing.
Yeah.
And we have something now. It's called the Below 100 campaign.
Yes.
Which is, let's keep cops alive. The 5 tenets of Below 100. Number 1's wear your vest, wear your belt, slow down, what's important now, and complacency kills. So, what are the things that were getting us killed was that we were having these pursuits, because in those days, remember, there used to be a website out called pursuitwatch.org, because these pursuits were just outrageous, like this is. I mean, this is great television, but this is an administrator's nightmare.
Yeah.
So if this guy up here on the left would have pulled out, all right, and Gary Mel would have broadsided them, where's the problem? Where's the liability lying right here? It's right clearly within the agency, and they're both unbelted. We're down the wrong side of the road. And remember, we're running emergency response. We're asking for that right of way. We're not demanding it. And we thank goodness here, these guys all stood by. But man, I'd like to be the camera guys in the back. If they had the camera facing backwards, see all the carnage behind them. What else? We got, Nick?
I tell you this, it's not over yet, but I would have loved to have been in the roll call the day after this happened, because or the commander's off. Well, maybe not. I mean, it was a different time back then.
Man, they were like, "Oh, this is cool, dude. Check out the video."
Could you imagine trying to do that today? It'd be over. It would be over,
dude. I was in a pursuit and within policy and still got paper out of it. So.
Yeah, me too.
All right, let's roll. So thank goodness this young man here at this next intersection. By the way, you see the red light up there in the middle? That's not a street light.
Yeah.
I guess it is a street light. Never mind. There's the red light. Boom. So here we go. We're coming up to like we're still in the city streets. We're coming up to like a T intersection. There's Mel with the Detroit lean, man. One hand on the top, which is just, and the other one's on his trucker Glock. So we're rolling away. We're still on the wrong side of the street. So did you see that intersection?
Boom.
They crashed.
1050.
So instead of setting up for like a high-risk stop, we're going to pull up next to him, which Mel's probably got that fucker on the floor trying to get it woed up so they don't do the same thing. It's like, this is your city, dude. You know this T intersection's coming up. Why aren't we slowing down?
Those of you that are not watching the video, the suspect vehicle continued to go straight when the road did not allow you to go straight.
Yeah, there's a little 6-inch brake disc that's on that Nissan Sentra with, 3 or 4 bodies in it. Yeah, those brakes are good and hot. You ain't stopping shit.
Yeah, but that guardrail held up.
Which, by the way, we learned that all the occupants were unbelted as well. So how non-cooperative do you think the 3 people just got their fucking bell rang are? Yeah, let's roll. This is some classic TV right here. So here, did you learn this maneuver? Pause.
Oh my God. Foot on the door, shotgun in face.
Right. So look at all the cruisers on the other side that's rolling up to this.
Crossfire. What I like is the rear passenger is now
up in the dash.
Is that the rear passenger or is that the driver?
No, the driver's in the floor. That's the rear passenger.
Oh, my God.
Bounced off the steering wheel. And the windshield is in the floor.
Like that's the back. That's the ass. Here's an arm. I'm presuming that the head is somewhere over here.
Now Gary's got a fucking Remington 870 pointed at the other Cleveland officers that are coming up the passenger side.
I've seen this episode probably 400 times, but I'm seeing it in a different light. And both times makes me very happy.
I use this in training. So whenever I get my students pretty well wound, there's a whole section on, physiological aspects and what happens to the officers and in pursuit. So, the way I present this at the basic academy. So if you've had the privilege of sitting through the Mark the Cop show in the academy, I use this video because it shows, remember that the people you're chasing are in the same pursuit you are.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't lose that. So the same physiological things, the effects of stress, what stress does to you, poor decision-making, audio exclusion, tunnel vision, all that stuff's going on because you lose the ability to start thinking through this. And all pursuits should be ending in high risk stop anyway. So back in the days, we ain't got to call back and show me your hands. Oh, fuck no, you're going to rip their ass out of the fucking car.
Yeah.
Roll tape. So Gary does a flamingo here.
Oh my!
So there's the back door. They roll the back passenger out. Look at this gal. Pause.
Oh my God!
Pause. She's got her gun out.
Oh,
It's like, well, it's good to have
finger on the
gun out.
trigger.
Well, right. So there's nothing wrong with having your gun out when you approach the car, but when you get up to the car, there again, we're talking about our effects of stress.
Arrest person, backup person.
Right, but here you got the polyester pig pile, right? But you don't have the wherewithal because you're so stressed to put that fucking gun away. So the gun's out. So slow roll through this. So here Gary's got a gun out. This officer's got a gun out. They're both one hand in this person.
No!
Now we go down to they just come out of a crash, so we're not even thinking about injury. Look at this.
What is going on there? What is this?
This gentleman here to the left, well, my left anyway. He's now he rose to the ranks. I believe he's the deputy chief of Cleveland.
Oh my God!
But he's the biggest danger to him right now is his two coworkers.
Yeah.
So see where her gun's pointed?
Yeah.
At the back of that poor bastard's head. Could you imagine a little excited delirium there if you hit that trigger? Everybody's seen Pulp Fiction, right?
Yeah. So is that the driver that they pulled out?
No, that's the backseat passenger.
Oh my God!
That's not the driver. The driver's still in the car. And they pull him out and they try and get him cuffed up, so put the gun away, guys. Because, why is Gary's got his foot on the dude's ass. Yeah. He's got a surfing with him with the shotgun pointed at him. She's got a gun pointed at him. And the poor fella here that is trying to get him cuffed up, his two coworkers, I think, is his biggest danger to him right now, not the suspect. Because like I said, they just came out of a crash. I mean, that guy's still got the Tweety bird circling his head.
Yeah. Jesus.
Look at the other cops rolling up. That guy there on the other side, he got a cruiser right next to him. Look at this. Yeah. Did you see that? So they pick him. Now it's a gun run, right? No search. Right in the car. Let's pause. As soon as the door shuts, pause. A little more stuff. See the bullet hole inside the car?
Jesus.
That young lady right there, that's she came through one of our classes, so we've met her. Just keep rolling on there. So they're just grabbing everyone out and go. And then hustled this guy down into a car. There's the best police car in the world, the 88 to 90 Caprice. There's another one on the ground. There's
I just noticed, and this happens a lot. Like everybody's in fast forward mode.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's
over. It's over.
Calm down.
Like they're rushing.
Mm-hmm. That's the driver there.
Oh wow, he is
bleeding out of his face. Yeah. So now everybody's like, "Oh, look at that, boss." And there's Mel. Because now they're kind of doing the debrief. We always got to do the debrief. So now you got just chaos. Everybody, that poor fella. He just got his bell rung, and now they're going to. Oh, hey, let's pat him down.
Jesus, that's a lot of blood.
Yeah. Well, facial injuries, you're going to have a lot of blood anyway.
Yeah.
They're in front.
I mean, you see the blood
trail? Fella, but everybody's like, fuck him. Yeah, I did. And that's just a massive.
That's a lot of blood, bro.
Look at all the apparatus. Look at all the cops around. This is just like, they're scary. They're all like, man, look at there. Where's the gun? Again, we're not impugning. It's just how we did things back in the day.
The fucking greatest way of doing things.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's a whole thing. So then he's kind of giving the debrief for the camera. So I don't know.
Carjacking.
Yeah.
District. He didn't see any weapons coming out of the car, which is...
So then, they're showing all the apparatus showing up. So as we roll in...
we got a white shirt.
Oh, I think that's EMS, though.
Oh.
We're going to have a little debrief here. I just kind of want to go around the circle here once we get to it. But, they're just kind of debriefing. There's that guy. He's like, what is she doing? She's like tightening the cuffs up. So Gary, he is such a showman. I think he'd be a fun guy to go out and have a beer with.
But. Oh, totally, man. This was probably not even one of his most exciting nights.
No. So here we go. Just go ahead and slow roll. So these guys right here, let's keep going frame by frame. I'll get you to stop here. And he's talking about what's going on. He's doing the debrief and pause. See the look on that guy's
Dude,
face.
look at this guy.
That's what I'm talking about. It's like he fucking hates him. I think that's the guy that knows he's smoking. I think that's the guy that was me my last 2 years of being a police officer. He's probably a day shift guy that's working over. He doesn't want to be at home. He's smoking, lighting one off the next, just kind of.
This is a 25-year veteran right here.
Oh, yeah. I guarantee the boss is like, hey, go down there and get on camera. Nah, man, fuck that shit. He was probably sitting behind a gas station somewhere reading a book.
He's just looking at Gary like, fucking idiots.
So we asked a few of the guys to come down. So, do you know this guy? Oh, yeah, we know that guy. So, is he really as mad and as angry as what he looks in this video? He's like, oh, yeah. When he was,
we've all worked for guys. We've worked next to guys like that.
But when he was 50, he had a set of twins.
That's fucking punishment.
So he's probably working every overtime shift, and he's probably living at the police department. So,
fuck, dude.
Honors to him. We heard he passed just a short while ago. But the fellow right there in front, we heard that he ended up getting caught up.
This guy
made some bad decisions on the job and ended up getting arrested.
Oh,
nothing confirmed or not, but that's just what we've heard. So we're just gonna say that he's no longer on the job. But and then the other fellow, the big tall fellow, we had heard that he had rose through the ranks and still has a great career with the Cleveland Police Department. But what I want to highlight is that this is a fun video. They all do the thing at the end. This is the video. This is I think the line and saying I'd always wanted to be a police officer because in my dad's restaurant, the guys used to always come in and have dinner and like, yeah, man, come on out. This is a great job. So did a couple ride-alongs with them and really had a lot of fun. Jesus, man, we burned some time up. That was fun.
Yeah.
But once I saw this video, I told my wife, I said, I'm going to do this. She's like, are you sure? And I said, oh, yeah. That looks great. And I can tell you, the job is still like that. Now, we got some more restrictions, and we can't say the things we used to say because it's not what you do, boys and girls, it's what you say. And we
can't start a podcast.
Yeah, don't start a podcast if you're on the job, unless you're shout out to Clee Tillman. But
yeah.
he's doing it. I think he's still working, isn't he?
Oh yeah, he just made sergeant, I think.
Did he? Yeah. Congratulations to him. So he's thriving really well. So if you're going to be like me and Nick and be bitter as a jar full of olives,
there comes consequences.
Yesterday's coffee. Yeah, there's a price for it.
There is.
But that cops video, I think, is the line in the sand where I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do this because that looked like a lot of fun. It's like, man, it's my state. It's Ohio. Look at them guys, man. This is fucking cool. And cops ended up doing like a 4-video series with those guys, with Gary and Bill.
Because their fucking ratings were through the roof.
Oh, yeah. So as an ode to them, we have a photo of them framed up. There's a photo of them in the Cleveland Police Museum of them with the camera crew and the guys from cops. So, shout out to them. Thank you guys for the work that you did. And Gary, please email us, Marc@rollcallroom.com, Nick@rollcallroom.com. We love to have you on the show and love to have a talk with you. We get up to Cleveland, we'd like to take you out and buy you a beer.
Yes.
Just to talk.
Yes. Well, folks, that wraps up another great episode of the Roll Call Room podcast. We hope you enjoy the new format. I'm going to say it again. If you need to get a hold of us, reach Marc, M-A-R-C, at rollcallroom.com or Nick at rollcallroom.com. Check out our website, rollcallroom.com.
And if you're not feeling well, if you're feeling a little unkept, manscaped.com.
Roll Call Room.
Yes.
Promo
code Roll Call Room. Yes. 20% off.
And if you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe, like, share.
Share it. I mean, just like the singer, share it. No, that didn't work. Thanks for having that earworm going on the rest of the day. Yes, like and share. Just give us a comment. If you're listening on Apple, please give us a 5-star. We appreciate it. Are we back on Apple yet? Leave us a comment. Nick looks great in that fucking bitching beard he's got. What a handsome guy.
I try, man.
Mark the Cop looks like he has Down syndrome. But something on there. Spotify. You can find us on all major platforms. iHeartRadio. Hit them all. But yes, like, share, please.
All right, folks. Take it easy and be safe. I would pay to see you in that outfit.
Guns blazing there. That's funny. I should have known you were up to something. do the Trump.